Could you use $1,400? I mean, that's what they keep talking about in this COVID relief bill. They keep telling us $1,400. I mean, what do you think about when you think about the COVID relief bill? What comes to your mind? $1,400 for every adult, everybody over 18. I mean, that's all I think about. But is that all there is to this bill? Is that all they're talking about? What they're not telling you is there's a lot of fluff in this bill, a lot of things that have absolutely nothing to do with COVID that have been thrown in to the COVID relief bill. My name's Chris, and this is the voice of the unwoke. See, the federal government's playing this game. I like to call it the Wizard of Oz game. Don't pay attention to what's going on behind the curtain. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Just pay attention to this $1,400 check that I'm dangling in front of you, because that's all important. That's what you need to pay attention to. If you watch this hand really closely, you'll never see what this one's doing. And that's what they're doing. They're getting us to pay attention to all this other stuff instead of an increase of the federal minimum wage for federal workers. That has nothing to do with COVID. Instead of $1,400, they don't want you to pay attention to 120% payment for the relief of the debts of farmers that they say are socially disadvantaged and ranchers that they say are socially disadvantaged. My question is, who gets to choose which ones are disadvantaged? Socially. Who gets to choose? And the ones that aren't chosen, the ones that aren't deemed to be socially disadvantaged, are they being discriminated against for not getting the relief? And what do the arts and ballet and the Kennedy Center have to do with COVID relief? I mean, when you think of ballet, when you think of a Picasso, are you thinking about COVID? And what does the maintenance and preservation of Native American languages, what does that have to do with COVID relief? And why are we giving $15 billion more to the airlines? See, I'm not saying none of this is a worthy cause. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that we shouldn't look at some of these things and go, we need to pay attention to them. But what I am saying is none of it has to do with COVID. None of it has to do with these overt power grabs that the government has made and these shutdowns that have happened during this crisis. I mean, if you really want to give relief, give relief. I could use it, so could a lot of people. But if you really, truly want to give relief, then open up our friggin' schools. Allow the moms and dads that are at home taking care of their kids because their schools aren't open to go back to work. And open up their places of businesses. Allow restaurants to operate. Stop closing down pipelines that have thousands of people working for them, making $60 an hour, that could be using that money to feed waiters and waitresses, to go to grocery stores and shop, to go to gas stations and buy gas. Stop cutting out those jobs and start allowing people to go back to work. Because you know what? That gas that could have come down out of that pipeline, that oil that came down out of that pipeline, could have been used to heat a lot of those homes in Texas. My name's Chris, and this is a voice for the unwoke. See, it's a place where we get to talk about the things that really, really make us mad in society, the things that we think aren't going right. Now, I want you to tell me exactly how you feel. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you're not willing to tell me you agree or disagree, if you're not willing to have a voice, then you've got no say. But if you've got a voice, if you've got an opinion, then put it down here in the comments section. Go to voice.of.the.unwoke@gmail.com and let me know what you think. Hit the like or the dislike button. I don't care which, hit one. Subscribe to this channel and let me know you want to be a part of this conversation. Because until we start really talking about the things in society that we think are going wrong, and we make our voices heard, peacefully heard, and we peacefully discuss these things and agree to disagree on some, but agree to work on the things we agree on together on the others. Until we do that, we'll never become a voice for the unwoke.